Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Justina and here I like to make, create, and inspire fun art things with you through my DIYs. As you see by today's title, it is 50 days until Halloween and I can't believe how quick this is going by, but I am super excited to share today's DIY with you. If you are new here and you haven't yet subscribed, I hope you do that today. All you have to do is click on that big red subscribe button down below. It is totally free, but don't forget to click on the bell notification so YouTube can always notify you every time I upload a new video. If you're already a subscriber, thank you so much for being here and clicking on today's video. I really hope you enjoy, but don't forget to smash that thumbs up button. It really does help out my channel. And also, if you know one spooky friend who likes spooky DIYs, to share it to at least one of them. Thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you enjoy. And with all that being said, let's just jump right into it and let's art today. So in today's DIY, I have this Dollar Tree basket that I got for $1.25 that they carry every year, and I want to make it over completely. Now, if you've been following my channel, you know that this year we are going for a mad scientist, toxic theme situation going on. So I have been making some weird creatures, and that is what we're going to do today. I also have this painter stick in my crafting stash, and I want to attach it to the center of that basket. Now, to do so, I am using some floral foam, once again from Dollar Tree, and I'm just cutting it down to size that I want, which is just this little rectangle here. Now, to attach it, I needed something else to put in the center, and I was just showing you that I'm also going to use a pool noodle. Now, for me to attaching it, I am going to use hot glue, and hot glue will just seep through the basket because it has all of these holes. So to remedy that, I am using some painter's tape. Now, you can use just a regular bowl to do this DIY, but I really wanted to use this basket because it had the shape that I wanted, and it had the waviness on the outer edges to make it more spooky. So I am just adding some painter's tape right there, and I am next hot gluing down that floral foam that we cut down to size. Now, I am using a buttload of hot glue with a Gorilla glue stick, and I am adding more to the outer edges so that it adheres down to the floral foam and to the basket underneath it. After I had added my hot glue, I just needed to take my painter stick and add it right into the center of that floral foam because that will be the base of our creature. And I did add some hot glue on the outer edges of my painter stick onto the floral foam. Next, I am adding more painter's tape onto the floral foam and the basket just for some added security. Once again, this is totally optional. This project was really made right here in front of you. I just had an idea and I was trying to figure out how to put everything together. So we are learning together. Once again, like I said, everything is optional. Now, next I did cut down my pool noodle to size. Now, I did make it about 3 inches longer than my painter stick that is in the center, and then I just placed it right on top. Next, I'm adding more painter's tape all around my basket. I am going to cover the whole entirety of the basket using my painter's tape. I did it this way because when I add extra things on top, I needed a base layer to attach everything down since my basket had holes, and it did work out for my favor. Next, I found these giant eyes from a Dollar Tree. They come in different types of eyes, and 2 come in a package, but for this project I am using these that kind of have the slit like a cat or a snake, and I am just going to use 1. So as you've seen, I removed it from its packaging and I'm cutting the outer edges to actually get the image of the eyeball out. Then I noticed it was a little bit too big for the project, so I did trace out a circle on top of it and just cut it out. And then next I'm taking that plastic piece that covered the eyeball and I'm cutting it about a 1/2 inch bigger than my actual image. That way I can glue it down into place. Now, to attach the eyeball to my little creature here, I am using my hot glue gun. Once again, you can use a variety of different types of glues if you want to, but my hot glue worked just fine. Once I have my image down, I then am going to glue down the plastic piece all around the outer edges of it, as you see here. Now, after the eyeball was attached and the clear coating on top of it, I then took this little foam ball that I purchased from Dollar Tree a while back. They usually carry these all year long in their toy section, and I needed it because I needed a rounded top for the top of my creature, which is going to be a scary mushroom if you haven't noticed yet. So as you see here, just took my X-Acto knife, cut it into a circle, and got the piece that I needed to make my mushroom top more rounded. After I cut off the piece, I just placed it on top to make sure it fit nicely, which it does. And then to attach it to the top of my mushroom character here, I am using some hot glue. Once again, you can always use a stronger glue like E6000 or super glue. And yes, my hot glue was set onto the high setting, and I just held the ball there into place until everything adhered down nicely. Then for added support, I did add a couple strips of painter's tape to the outer edges of my ball just to hold it in place. Next, I'm taking extra pieces of that foam ball, cutting it down to size to make a scary eyelid or eyebrow, whatever you want to call it. And as you see here, I'm just dry fitting it into place, cutting it down to the shape that I want, and then I will attach it again using my hot glue gun. Now, throughout this whole project, it was really trial and error, and it was a guessing game to figure out how I wanted this creature to look, but trust me when I say it gets worse before it gets better, because it was looking really crazy. But as you see here, I am adding more foam on top of his eyelid or eyebrow, just to get that more creepy look. And then I do the same thing for his bottom lid, and I just cut it down to size, once again using hot glue to attach everything. But I really loved how all of this turned out, because at the end he is really creepy and cool looking. So now that everything is attached, I am going to make a mixture of just regular school glue and some water. Now, as you saw in the little cup that I have here, I only added maybe a good dollop of school glue and a lot of water. I really wanted this to be nice and runny, because I am going to now attach it to my toilet tissue, which you can purchase from Dollar Tree, or you can use tissue paper, whatever you have on hand, just so that it adds a texture right on top of our creature. So I took that mixture onto a paintbrush, and I'm just spreading it all over my little creature here, and then I took a ripped piece of toilet paper and then added it right on top. I continued that until the whole top of our mushroom was completely covered, as you see here, and it was fully dried. Now for the inside, I want to do the exact same thing, but I still wasn't quite sure how I wanted the base of my mushroom to stand up. So as you see here, I'm taking my X-Acto knife and cutting out these little strips into the pool noodle. That way I have it looking like bottom of it is like tentacles, or that his roots are spreading out to make it look more creepy. So to attach everything together, I found this wooden egg in my crafting stash, along with this cup that I used for paint a long time ago that had a crack in the middle of it, which worked in my favor. Now to attach everything together, once again, I am using some floral foam that I purchased from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to attach it inside of my cup. As you see here, I added a bunch of hot glue to the bottom of it, pressed down the floral foam into it, and then cut down more floral foam to size and attached it on the sides of it. That way it was nice and snug inside of the cup, so that when we attach it to the painter stick, everything will adhere down nicely. Another way you can attach your creature down to a stand is those wooden crates from Dollar Tree. That would work perfectly, but I'm just using what I had on hand. Now to attach everything together, I am hot gluing the cup down to my wooden egg piece, as you see here, and then I will add more hot glue to the outer edges just to give it some more stability. Once that had time to set up, it was now time to attach my mushroom creature down to the stand. And as you see here, I'm just pulling those tentacle pieces out of the way, sticking the painter stick into the stand and pushing down firmly so that the stick can adhere down to the floral foam, which is now inside of the cup. And as you see here, his tentacles spread out just nicely, and I am adding more hot glue on the inside to attach everything together. Next, I'm taking my smaller hot glue gun, and as you see here, I'm burning these little wiggly lines into the stem of the mushroom just to give it more character and texture to make it look more creepy. Once again, this is totally optional. You do not have to do that. And then next, I'm cutting out little triangles on the tentacle parts to make it look more creepy. Once that was done, I found these pumpkin teeth in my crafting stash, which I purchased from Dollar Tree. They have all different types of styles now, which I just think is so hilarious. So I wanted to use that one, and to attach my teeth down, once again, I am using more floral foam. Now, you do not have to use floral foam if you don't want to. I just like to use it because it does work in my favor, and it does hold down my projects where I want to, and it's very affordable at Dollar Tree. And I just attached it using my hot glue gun in the places where I want my teeth to attach to. Now, as I was making this, I was talking to one of my little ones, and they said that my creature needed a bottom lip. So that is what I'm making here. I am taking some cardboard that I just had laying around, cut out a shape that I thought would work for my little creature, and just cut it down to size with a pair of scissors. Once I have the general shape, I will then dry fix it to my creature, as you see here, and I liked it where it was located. Added hot glue to the outer edges, place it back onto my little creature, and held it in place until it had time to cure. Now it's time to add more texture to the bottom of my mushroom character here, and to do so, I'm using that same school glue mixture and toilet paper to add to the bottom of it. Once again, this is totally optional because at the end of everything, you won't be able to see the bottom of this mushroom, but I just wanted to do it so it feels like a completed project. But this is totally unnecessary if you don't want to do that. Now that everything was done and dry, it was now time to add the teeth into his little mouth area, and I'm just pushing it right into that floral foam. And then once I have the placement where the teeth are and I like it, I will then add some hot glue all around the bottom of it so that it attaches to the floral foam. Now at first I added these really large teeth to the side, but I do replace those here in a little bit with a little bit smaller ones because I just thought they were too big. Then for his bottom teeth, I did take some extra pool noodles, cut them into triangles, and add them to the bottom lip of my creature. Once again, this is totally optional because you won't be able to really see it unless you pick it up and look at it. Now it's time for my favorite part, which is finally decorating my little mushroom character here. And first I'm going in with my home decor chalk paint in the color Castle just to give a base coat all the way around. I'm first painting his stem, as you see here, and then I go in with some black acrylic paint and shove that into those little wiggly lines that we made with our hot glue gun, and then I will blend those two colors together until I get the desired look that I'm going for. Now you can always take your creature outside and spray paint it. I know spray paint and the pool noodle sometimes has a chemical reaction, which will work in your favor if you really want that creepy vibe, but I just use my acrylic paints to paint on it. Next, I'm using that same gray and paint it underneath my mushroom creature here. Then went in with my folk art home decor chalk paint in the color Java to really give some depth and some lines that mushrooms have underneath it. Once again, this is totally optional because you won't be able to really see it unless you pick it up and look, but I really wanted to do it. Next, I'm taking the same Java paint and painting the stand underneath our mushroom here, that little egg and the cup, just to hide it a little bit more because we will cover it later. Then I take the same exact paint and I'm doing the lines on the top of the mushroom along with all of the edges of his eyebrows, around his eyes, and anywhere that the basket is raised on top of the mushroom head, just to give it more depth and dimension. Once again, this is totally optional. You don't have to do it this way. You can make it cutesy if you want to make it cutesy, but I'm going for really a creepy look. Then I will continue adding browns and blacks and all sorts of colors and blend it together. Then for the actual color of my mushroom, I did go in with my Folk Art Home Decor chalk paint in the color Imperial Red to give it that red mushroom look that everybody knows and loves, and I really go for it. Now, since this is tissue paper on top of it, you really don't want to soak the tissue paper because it will reactivate it and you can make a hole and rip it. So I suggest just doing really light coats, wait for it to dry, which only takes a few minutes, and then adding another coat on top. But as you see here, I am just adding the paint all over everywhere, and then I will blend all of the colors together. Now, while I am painting, if you are new here and you haven't yet subscribed, I hope you do that today. All you have to do is click on that big red subscribe button down below. It is totally free, but don't forget to click on the bell notification so that YouTube can always notify you every time I upload a new video. Plus, we would love to have you here, part of our virtual art family, where we do a lot of DIYs with an artistic twist. So if that is something that interests you, please hit that subscribe button today. After the red paint had time to dry, I am going in with my Waverly chalk paint in the color Snow White, and I'm adding all of those white dots that we see on our red mushrooms. And I did add more tissue paper to that first dot that we painted to make a little bump. I didn't know if it was going to work or not, which it did. So if I do make a second one, which I probably will, I am going to add more of those bumps underneath it, but I just painted on the rest. Next, I'm going in with my my Folk Art Home Decor chalk paint in the color Vintage Mustard, and I'm painting onto the teeth along with some Java Brown just to make the teeth more dirty and nasty looking. Lastly, for this project, all I needed to do was add a bunch of moss to the bottom of the stand and all over my mushroom, which you can find at Dollar Tree right now. They have all different types of mosses to buy, but after I was done hot gluing everything down, I did add a clear coat, and that completes this DIY. Here is how my mushroom creature turned out. I absolutely love it. This came out better than expected. At first, I was confused to see how it would turn out. I thought I ruined it halfway through it, but then I kept just pushing on. And like I mentioned, I absolutely love it. I would love to know what you think about this DIY down in the comment section below. And if you can also add the mushroom emoji down in the comment section below, so I know that you made it all the way through this entire video. Remember, friends, if you are new here and you haven't yet subscribed, I hope you do that today. All you have to do is click on that big red subscribe button down below. It's totally free, but don't forget to click on the bell notification so that YouTube can always notify you every time I upload a new video. If you're already a subscriber, thank you so much for being here and clicking on today's video and joining me and making our little mushroom creature here. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. It really does help out my channel, along with sharing it to at least one spooky friend. Thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, I will see you in the next one.